We're back highlighting a condition that many people maybe have never heard of, but chances are you probably know someone dealing with the symptoms.
It's called Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, and it's a connective tissue disorder that makes people super flexible.
So joining us now is Dr. Jim Harris, now a medical director focusing on EDS, and patient Laura Saltzgaber. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Let's start with you with this one, Laura. How long have you had this? All your life, right?
I have had it my whole life.
Wow.
I remember as a child even, I would dislocate my knee.
Okay.
And then I would have to wait for it to pop back in. So, this is before I ever knew that I had the Ehlers-Danlos.
Wow.
Do you mind me asking, how old are you? Are you in your 40s, 30s?
Oh, you're so kind.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm 56.
See, women raised me. I got to be right.
That's
Come on
right.
Now. But no, but you, so is it, I guess that's the question. You've had it since you were a child, but you're just realizing the effects of it. Do I have that right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. I've always had pain as a child. I have a pain now, and it's nice to have a name for it, that you're not just, you know, when I was a kid, they used to call it growing pains. Well, that's not what it was. And, you know, my mom, one time I had some pain in my chest as a child. I was like a teenager, and they said, oh, you have a bruised sternum. That's not really what was going on. So, I mean, it's nice to know and feel validated.
Absolutely.
So what age were you when you were diagnosed?
Yeah.
How many years
Isn't
ago?
that true?
About 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
But it took your whole life to get that answer. Dr. Harris, you're focusing on this now. So it starts with extra flexibility, right? Super bendy people, but it could lead to some serious issues.
It can lead to chronic joint damage and inflammation. Even some people are even disabled. They're so severe. It also affects the rest of the body. It affects the gut. They get chronic abdominal pain, constipation, bloating, cramping, migraines, chronic fatigue. So it really affects everything.
Mike, you've been on the show before talking about things we've never heard of. Why do you think that is? And I say that genuinely because is it just that we have more availability to take the time to discover this, or more people are having it? What's that about?
Well, I think it's about a greater recognition of these problems finally, because some of these things have been around forever. She's had her whole life. We're just beginning to understand what's going on with these problems right now.
All these years later, it seems like science you would have known hundreds of years ago, but it's like, no, we have new advancements and we're figuring out our own bodies, right?
Yeah. And when we talk about the symptoms, I know we have a picture coming up of some of the tests people can do at home, right? And I know, Laura, you were talking about this. You're kind of an expert in one of these examples, if you can say, right? And Dr. Harris, talk to us about some of these photos before we have Laura show us.
So what this is a screening system called the Baton score, and we use this to screen patients to look for this condition. And if they qualify based on a certain number of points they get for each thing they can do, then they're more likely to have this Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Flexibility of your elbows, your wrists, your thumbs, your little finger, your knees, and how you can bend over and touch the floor with your palms.
I mean, let's be real. Back in the day, when kids do this, they say, look what I can do. But then as they get older, you may need to consider seeing a doctor.
They can all do great party tricks. They're gymnasts or dancers or all those things.
Laura, can you show us now the example? Because I know you're super flexible. And so this is a prime example.
Kind of to the side here.
You could do it to the side a little bit. So you could see your thumb is literally touching your forearm.
See, I can't do that.
And no.
I can't bend it at all.
That's insane. This is something I know you're grateful and thankful for. I guess for people watching at home who are literally doing those tests right now, what's the next step? What do they do? If it's not bothering them, should they see a doctor?
Right.
Well, if it doesn't bother you, there are people that have this that are not symptomatic.
Got it.
But if you have this, especially if you have the other symptoms with it, like migraines, abdominal pain, you're pretty likely to have it. So it's good to go to your physician and say, I might have this condition. What do I do next?
And if people want to see you, you also specialize in telehealth right now. Is that right?
Telehealth, very important. We'll have all that information at WNDU.com. Laura, thank you
guys
as always.
so much.
Doctor, we appreciate you as well.